Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 4 and we are going to present about biographical analysis of a poem with title A Question by Robert Frost. And our members are Asrid, Vatin, Verlistya, and Dhea. And then the first slide will be presented by Asrid. Asrid, the time is yours.
Biographical analysis of poem. What is biographical analysis? It means analyzing the poem based on the relationship between the author's life background and the poem it's my life. A question by Robert Frost. A voice said, "Look me in the star, and tell me truly mean of earth. If all the soul and the body scarce were not too much to pay for beers." Structure of the poem. A voice said, "Look me in the stars, and tell me truly, man of earth, of all soul and body scarce were not too much to pay for beers." Rhythm. The underlined words are the rhythm of the poem. Feet. Each sentence alembic tetrameter has the feet. Rime. Stars, scars, or perfect rhyme. Earth, bird, or perfect rhyme. Stanza form, couplet.
Structure of poem. A voice said, "Look me in the stars, and tell me truly, man of earth, if all the soul and body scarce were not too much to pay for birth." Figurative language. Symbolism. 1. The word voice, me, and man of earth refer to God. The word stars refer to heaven. The word soul and body scarce refer to suffering. 10. The poem asks you to analyze your life, to question whether every decision you made was for the greater good, and to learn and accept the decision you've made in your life. Message or moral. The poem tells about making a wise decision in your life, and we have to be responsible for any risks that we may face in the life.
Biographical context of Robert Frost. For Robert Frost, that can't have been an easy task. Frost certainly did not have the easy of life, and this is strongly reflected in his work. A Question was published in 1942. By this point in Frost's life, he had lost both of his parents, his sister, 4 of his 6 children, and his wife. During the course of their life, Frost himself, along with his sister, mother, daughter, and wife, suffered from depressions. For years upon years, Robert Frost suffered a scar, and in this like questions make an incredible amount of sense. How many times over the course of his difficult life would Frost have asked himself what the point of it all was? How much more grief could one human heart possibly take? Analyzing the poem. A voice said, "Look me in the stars." The voice is God. This seems to be internationally ambiguous. Still, to think of it as God or a God-like being would make sense as a concept. The poet wondering about his decision and his life. God seemed to ask him to reflect onto his life. And second, and tell me truly, man of earth. The poet is looking for the answer, asking about his life to God. He asks whether the pain that he goes through during his span of life is justifiable or worth the gift of birth by God.
Okay, next is the third line. If all the soul and body scars. It refers to the poet who suffered a lot during his life because he faced a terrible tragedy, like he lost almost all of his family. And then the next is the fourth line. Were not too much to pay for birth. The poet is asking if human soul originates in a place where there is no pain, like a heaven for instance, then how is it possible for people to suffer a lot? What makes it worth the pain? And then the next slide is the conclusion. So, Robert Frost is asking himself, to him, the gift of birth is a special gift, but he seems to doubt whether it was worth it or not, to suffer as much as he did. He thinks that God gave him a life and there is a cost to pay for his life, and the cost is pain. Okay, so that's all for our presentation from Group 4